going to demonstrate how to publish a layer and create a search for use in GeoSync GO Plus. We're going to publish this layer using AM tools, and we're going to use a postgis data source. Then once we've published the layer, then we'll use GeoSync GO Plus to set up the parcel, create a search, and add it to a project. In order to do that, we'll have to be able to sign in to GeoSync GO Plus as an administrator. Let's go to our AM Tools interface, and we've already signed into AM Tools, and we have set our data source to postgis. Configuring postgis is another video and setup, but we're going to select the layer that we want to publish for our test, and we check this. It's our parcel test layer, it has 873 parcels, and at this point we'll click the publish layer option. And this is going to run, could take a minute or a few minutes depending on the speed of your internet. And as long as this is running red, it's actually working in the background. But we're going to go ahead and go, because we've already done this once as part of our test. We're going to go ahead and go into GeoSync GO Plus. And now in GeoSync GO Plus, I'm already signed into my account. I'm at the account screen. And then I'm going to come to my sources, and first thing I need to do here is create a new source, and this source is going to be called parcel test, and the type is a MapSync Cloud SQL. We will select that, and at this point, setting the geometry type, we know this is a polygon, but this is really related to if I want to set this up for editing purposes, so it doesn't matter at this point whether I set the geometry type or not. In terms of viewing, GeoSync GO Plus is going to recognize the type of data that it is, but we'll go ahead and set that to polygon just to be for clarification. Then we need to pick the database, and because this is a viewing database, we want to use this for viewing for our background GIS. We're going to use GIS1 database, and then we'll pick the table that's been set up, and we'll have a number of options in here that have been published. We're looking for postgis parcel is the layer. Select that table, and at this point we can go ahead and save and then go configure our layer, but I'm going to do automatically build layer because I've already set up a style for that particular feature for this parcel, and I'm going to select parcel as my style, and the default field, I don't know what that is right now, so I'm going to go ahead and save. At this point I should now have a layer that's been created called parcel test. We can see it in the list here from our layers. Edit this layer, and we can set some parameters on it. We'll change our maximum zoom level to 19, and we'll go to our source, and then we can check on the label that we want to use. And I guess what we'll do is use parcel ID as the label, and then we have our style set. We could reset that if we wanted to do so. I've now saved this layer. Now I need to add this layer to a project, and I've already created a project called parcel demo. Already set that up. I'm going to go in, edit, and configure the layer. So we'll go to parcels. Parcel test is the layer we created. We have to add that to our list. Let's make sure that we have a background map set or tile set, and we'll use our MapSync Streets map, and then we'll save this back. At this point, we can go in and look at our map, parcel demo, and we can see that we have parcels at this point, and we can mouse over those. We can ID the parcels. But we wanted to create a search because at this point we don't have a search for this particular layer. I'm going to go back to my account, and then we will now go to source to searches, and we're going to create a new search, and we'll call this parcel test by address, and we'll set our source, which is parcel test, and then our search field will be address, and then we want to display a couple of things here. The owner, and then perhaps the parcel ID. And that's a search that we want to use, so we'll save this back, and now we need to add this back to our project, parcel demo, and we'll go to our searches, select parcel test by address, it's in our list, save, and now if we go back to our project, we should now have a parcel test by address, and we could put in a street number and it'll match those, and then we'll open that up and go to that particular location. That finishes up our demonstration video on how to publish a layer and create a search using AM tools, postgis data source, and GeoSync GO Plus.